What is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny gameplay video. Now, I'm super stoked. You can imagine why with the announcement of MIDA coming to year 2. So I've been trying to get some warm-up matches in, and I have this setup that I'm using on my Hunter that is just too much fun. It's too much fun using the MIDA in combination with a sidearm. I use my Yabberhocky. I just like it a lot better than something like the Havoc Pigeon. I like the super fast fire rate, and mine also has Zen Moment on it and Snapshot. It's just super zippy and quick, and for that reason I really enjoy using it. But on my Hunter here, essentially what I'm doing is I'm using what is referred to sometimes as the Wombo combo. I don't know who coined that. All I know is that Hovey and Mana say it all the time. But it's where you do this right here. You go Smoke Bomb with, Envenom, and follow it up with a grenade. Now, I did end up switching away from Void Wall to Vortex. But in that clip there, I was using Void Wall. But anyways, you do that, and then you can sort of use all the mobility perks of the Hunter, the Night Stalker specifically, those mobility perks that you get to get in and out quickly. You can ensnare them, proc that grenade damage, and a lot of people get really disoriented when they're both in smoke and a grenade, and they're trying to get out of it. So it's really hard for them to do target acquisition in the midst of all of that, so you can take advantage of it and go in hard and fast. And sidearms are great for doing exactly that. And then if you need to get out of there quickly, you've got Shade Step, and you have the mobility benefits of the MIDA multi-tool. And I ventured into 6v6 last night playing this. And survivability was great because, you get surrounded. That's what's about to happen in this bit here. I come in with MIDA, drop my super, but I get pushed in here by this guy, and I don't want to go back out and engage the guy that's tethered. By the time I get to him, he's already gone. But I'm just trying to keep some pressure up in their spawn because we've got 2 capture points at this point. So quickly I'm starting to see lots and lots of red all around me, and I'm like, so I'm using the look at the radar right there. So I'm using the MIDA just to get out of there super quickly, and that's what MIDA is great for, especially in combination with the Hunter Night Stalker, because you've got the Shade Step. So check out this spawn, by the way. Check out the spawn. So I respawn. I'm like, oh great, cool. I'm right next to heavy ammo, and I suddenly realize I'm the only one over here. Not only that, but half of their team spawns right here. Look. There's like 4 guys right there. I'm like, what the crap? And then when I respawn directly into a super. And that's the point at which I decided, you know what? Going into 6v6 was a mistake. So I finished this game out and went back to salvage. But I don't really care for 6v6 that much. Like, there are times where I enjoy it, but for the most part, it's more frustrating to me than it is enjoyable. So I tend to gravitate towards the 3v3. It's totally down to personal preference. There's nothing wrong with 6v6 if you really enjoy that sort of high-speed gameplay where you're dealing with lots of supers. In my case, it's always lots of hammers. And look at this, I ended up with 15 assists in that match. But anyways, so I promptly switched back to salvage. And man, do I just love all the mobility. I'm always a highly mobile player. No matter what game I'm playing, I always tend to gravitate towards the types of characters that have high agility and mobility and low health. Those are just the kinds of players I tend to enjoy playing with. But just to address one thing real quickly, now that we're back in the 3v3 arena using this setup, I get asked a lot of times, and just got asked this again this morning on one of my videos, because I do read all the comments. It's really difficult to respond to all of them since each video gets hundreds of comments usually, but I do read them all. And a lot of people ask about how I can revive my fellow players, and while I'm reviving I can still aim and do target acquisition and actually continue to eliminate players on the enemy team while I'm actively reviving a teammate. And the answer to that question is I use what's called a claw setup, where you're using the default layout on the controller itself, so the buttons are still mapped in the default manner. And when I play default, I claw. So what that means, the reason it's called clawing, is you you have your thumb on the thumbstick, and your thumb never leaves the thumbstick. But the problem is then you still have those 4 main buttons, you know, your jump, your reload, switching weapons, and then, you know, reviving players, whatever it may be. Those 4 buttons, depending on your console. For me, it's, you know, your X, square, triangle, and circle on PS4. But anyways, you've got those buttons that you can't hit if your thumb is on the thumbstick. So what you do is you actually rotate your pointer finger down onto those 4 buttons, and my pointer finger is always there. My pointer finger is always on those buttons, and then I use my middle finger and ring finger for the bumper and triggers. So it's called clawing because if you look at your hand as you have it, you know, set on the controller that way, it looks like you're making a claw with your hand. But anyway, so that's how I do that. That way I can hold down the revive button, you know, square button for me. I can hold down square and aim because my thumb is still on the thumbstick, and still shoot because my middle finger is on the trigger. So anyways, that's how I do that. But really looking forward to MIDA coming to year 2, primarily because I want to use it in trials. You know, it's one of the things I've been misusing my MIDA in trials, because I'm a highly mobile player. I like being able to get out of sticky situations, wrap around, do flanking patterns, and I use my primary a lot more when my primary is MIDA. And you know, it's one of the things that I gotta continually remind myself to do, is to get away from just using my special weapon and having it out all the time. It's so easy to do that, considering how much special ammo there is in this game and how available it is. But anyways, there's that. Hope you guys are looking forward to MIDA as well. Let me know in the comments section what you're most looking forward to in the December patch, because there's some pretty significant changes coming. And personally, I just like having new seasons in the Crucible. Keep it rotating, keep it fresh. So hopefully you enjoyed the gameplay, and we'll catch you in the Crucible.